Hi everyone, I hope you guys are well. I'm saying come over, please, come over. I mean, these days are literally like hot. So guys, come over, let's have a chat. Let's really talk. Let's have some talks here. Come over, guys, come over. What's up, y'all? Are you good? Since yesterday, I know that most of you haven't recovered yet from what happened. But anywho, we're here. I just want to send some shout out to everyone, actually, and say if it's your first time to come across this channel, I'm going to ask you to subscribe. Make sure that you ring the bell, because every time I'm live or I'm on, drop some videos, you'll be the first person to be notified. So please, we are again in to have a chat. And to my regulars, I want to send some shout out to everyone. Yo, yesterday's live was incredible. I've got Moses right here. Moses, you are the first in line. I want to appreciate you right now. And by the way, everyone that's going to join this channel, I want you to know that you are so important. I appreciate you. Us having a conversation, it really means a lot to me. Chechera last, good to see you, man. I've got Miriam here, good to see you, girls. By the way, I'm a bit tender is here. Tapera is here. Hilda is here. Good to see you. Mark is here. It's about Mike Mukhail Jackson. Good to see you, man. Rodney as well. But let me just say this. Yesterday I was a bit disappointed though. You know why? Because my girls did not call in. And I was actually reminded by people that the girls never called. You know, girls, please don't let me down. Today, I hope some of you are going to be calling in, because we're going to give you an opportunity to also have a say to what's happening right now, because ZANU is mad. I'm asking questions. I'm like, yo, Chamisa simply resigned from Citizen Coalition for Change, not from ZANU. Why are you mad? Why are you mad that Chamisa just left ZANU? And this morning, apparently, I don't know if you guys got a hold of a video that was actually played by Zimbabwe, and he was alleging that the army, he said the army, the army gave Chamisa and Mnangagwa 3 months, to negotiate or to have a dialogue. But I'm asking, I'm like, recently Newsday reported, Daily News reported that there are ZANU-PF hardliners who are literally blocking Chamisa to have a chat with President Emmerson Mnangagwa. That's Daily News. And we also heard many times, there was a time that also a Newsday reported the same. So here we are, again, with a group of people who are claiming to be the army. And it's actually, according to some of my colleagues, the people that does some of my investigations here, they are claiming that it's actually a political party that is on Facebook that was claiming that we are giving Emmerson Mnangagwa and Chamisa 3 months to have a dialogue. And I said, a political party that we didn't even know the name? Because the last time I checked, there were few political parties, and this kind of a party was not part of them. So why are we in this debacle today? So this is what we need to find out. What's up? What is ZANU-PF trying to do? Are they trying to push Chamisa back again? Remember, Chamisa is not for Triple C. We forgot about Triple C. We're just waiting for the announcement of the new party. That's all that we are waiting for. So if you're still talking about Citizen Coalition for Change, sorry, you're in the wrong place. Try to call us Shavangu. I also heard this evening that my Carol has been nominated as one of the leader, but she hasn't confirmed or denied. So we're still waiting for her to say something. And again, most of these accounts that are running on Twitter as ZANU-PF's ghost account. It's known. They're always spreading lies so that they can cause confusion in the enemy's camp or confusion in their competitors' camp. So yeah, I want to take a listen to what this guy who's claiming to be the army said. He's claiming that we are giving 3 months. And if you cannot change this situation, we are going to take an action. And Zimbabwe is saying that he is a guy from the army. And I'm like, the army? Okay, take a listen, please.
My fellow Zimbabweans, today I come before you to address a matter of utmost importance: the need for dialogue and peace talks between Emmerson Mnangagwa and Nelson Chamisa for the benefit of Zimbabwe. Our nation is facing significant challenges, from constitutional crisis to economic and social crisis that affect every Zimbabwean. It is imperative that we address these challenges promptly and engage in a dialogue. Peace talk between the two entities is the most suitable course of action. First and foremost, let me stress our intention is not to impose ultimatums or force anyone's hand. We seek a peaceful, inclusive resolution to issues facing our nation. It is with this objective in mind that we gave Emmerson Mnangagwa and Nelson Chamisa time frame of 3 months to engage in a constructive dialogue. Why this dialogue is crucial: Zimbabwe stands at a crossroads, and the path we choose now will shape our future for years. By engaging in a dialogue, we can establish a platform for open and honest discussion where grievances can be addressed and solution can be sought. It is through conversation that we can find common ground and forge a path towards a brighter future. The constitutional crisis in Zimbabwe has created a state of uncertainty and division among our citizens. By entering into peace talks, we have an opportunity to reconcile differing perspectives, uphold the rule of law, restore faith in our democratic institutions. Through dialogue, we can find consensus on necessary constitutional reforms, ultimately strengthening our democratic fabric. Moreover, our economy is in dire need of revitalization. The dialogue between Mnangagwa and Nelson Chamisa can pave the way for economic freedom, reforms, and measures that will address the pressing issues such as inflation, unemployment. By working together, we can create an environment that promotes investment, foster job creation, and ensure financial stability for all Zimbabweans. Lastly, our social fabric is strained with issues related to education, healthcare, and basic human needs. Being of utmost concern, through dialogue and cooperation, we can chart a path towards social reforms, making significant improvements in these areas that directly impact the well-being and quality of life for all Zimbabweans. However, let it be clear that we cannot wait indefinitely for this dialogue to occur. Zimbabwe cannot afford any further delay or political deadlock. This is why we set 3 months time frame for Emmerson Mnangagwa and Nelson Chamisa to engage in this important dialogue. Should this call for dialogue be overlooked or ignored, we, as the concerned citizens, Zimbabwe Economic Freedom Fighters Alliance, we will stand idly by. We will actively explore alternative avenues to address this crisis for the betterment of our nation and its people. While we hope for peaceful resolutions, we must also be prepared to take necessary action to safeguard our future. In conclusion, I implore Emmerson Mnangagwa and Nelson Chamisa to seize this opportunity for dialogue. Zimbabwe is in desperate need for unity and shared vision. Through constructive engagement, we can overlook our challenges, strengthen our nation, and build a prosperous future for all Zimbabweans. The clock is ticking, and the time for action is now. Zimbabwe Economic Freedom Fighters Alliance, we thank you.
Huh? And the question that I've been asking, I was like, who is this person? Because he's claiming that he's actually, Gambako is saying is the army. I don't know this guy in the army. Anyone who knows this guy, please, do you know him? The guy that is claiming to be, an army general, or is actually a spokesperson for the army. That's what Gambako is saying. But on the other hand, he's also saying he's talking on behalf of a political party. Someone said that must be Faz. Oh, this, you know what? I agree. Because you know what? The moment Chamisa took that step, definitely that was a knock. The regime never expected him to do so. They were excited by playing him around left, right, and center. So I think the person that says it must be Faz, they're right. Because I also don't know this guy. When I heard him during the day, I was like, no, man, nah. This guy is definitely maybe working by some people who just want to cause chaos. because they know that Chamisa is about to make a huge decision. And not only that, people are still with him. I'm sure the goal was to make sure at least they divide our people. But unfortunately, people know who their leader is. They still go with Nelson Chamisa. We know who our leader is, so we are not going to bounce on that. We are not. We know who our leaders are. So we keep our focus. Let's focus on the goal of winning Zimbabwe for change, and the change for everyone, because we all deserve to live in a very healthy, in a loving, in a conducive environment to succeed. A place of love, of peace, of success. That's who we are. Prosperity, posterity is who we are. We're a wealthy nation, a men and women of great minds. That's who we are. So we are not going to bound that all these shenanigans, these side shows. We have no time. We are focusing on the goal. The goal is to make sure that we build a Zimbabwe that is best for all of us. That's our goal. So let's look at why. That's what I'm saying. When we play, actually, I just think this is, people say it's FAS or the CIO. I'm like, I don't really know the CIO that much. And the FAS people, I saw quite a few. I don't know some of them. But definitely there's someone here who has a hand behind this person. Why now? Why only now? Because all along we were quiet. Now the moment Chamisa resigned, now you're coming for talks. Again, red flag. People are going to ask, what's your agenda? What are you up to? Of course, you're up to try to cause chaos, because you can see that the people are always, they're like, together with our Chamisa, we're going. Now you want to try to act like, let's have a dialogue. What dialogue? Where have you been? Because Chamisa has been trying. Okay, go and have a dialogue then. Have the dialogue. Let's move forward. Let's hear you. What is the way forward? Because Zimbabweans are desperate and they're tired of just moving from pillar to post. People want to see a country that is functioning. Now, the regime really has been like going wild. Rogue. The moment Chamisa said, goodbye guys, the regime has been going off like no one's business. That's why we're going to look. Yay. If you talk about their ghost account, they have been talking left, right, and center, trying so hard to discredit people. They've been trying. It's what we're going to be looking at actually tonight. Also, again, last night, I think this was an interview that was done. Also, again, still referring to Nelson Chamisa, a comment that was done last night to say, is it the right thing that he has moved? Some people have got completely different reactions. But you know what I want? I love a conversation because we can share ideas. And let me say this. Everyone's idea is important. No one is better than the other. Let us always address each other respectfully. Even if someone says something that you don't really like to hear, let's talk respectfully. We can rebut in a respectful manner. So I really think that we need to just take a listen a bit here to hear what are they really saying as far as this issue of Chamisa's resignation is concerned. Take a listen, please. Yeah. Sorry.
For Change Party, Chamisa accusing the ruling ZANU PF of taking over the CCC using state institutions. A few months ago, you'll recall that the CCC suffered a major setback after 22 of its members of parliament were recalled by the party's alleged self-imposed Secretary General, who said that they were no longer members of the party. So, what does the future hold for Chamisa after ditching yet another party he started? Joining us now on the line is Mr. Chamisa himself. Mr. Chamisa, thank you very much for your time. Quite a long statement bearing your name came out last night. Can you explain to us in a sentence or two why you decided to walk away from yet another party you started?
Well, what you do is that when you realize that your cattle pen has been invaded by cattle rustlers, you just need to walk away with your cattle to secure them. I'm not walking away from the citizens of Zimbabwe. I'm walking up.
There are many other wells, there are many other sources of water, there are many other vehicles and platforms that could be and should be used. So we are taking a new way, a fresh approach, a new start. In fact, the future has just begun.
Okay, we're going to talk about that future in a moment. The reasons, just briefly, what is it that made you take this extraordinary step?
Indeed, because it's a very drastic measure against our own will and against our own intention. But because we have seen that Mr. Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF are now abusing institutions of the state, in particular Parliament, the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, and in some circumstances even our own courts, because they are now contaminating our courts with their politics. That has necessitated what we are doing. We don't want to be forced into a dance into the tune of a dictatorship, dance into the tune of Mr. Mnangagwa, recalling our members of parliament, after recalling those members of parliament, stopping them and barring them from then participating, because he knows that in the arena of elections, he has no support. Just as he was rejected on the 23rd of August 2023 election, they want to continue to ward off that rejection by avoiding the votes and the voters.
Yeah.
So because of that, we have to make sure that we make a bold stand, a bold move. As you know, leaders must take a stand. And we've taken that stand to say, how do we break that new ground? How do we then make sure that although the past is broken, how do we make sure that we bring in a future that is beautifully woven? And to do so, we are going to have new tactics, new approaches, because we have realized the leopard cannot change and is not changing its spots.
We've got quite a bit to get through, Mr. Chamisa. Can I ask you to keep it short, given the time constraints? You are attributing what is happening in the CCC to President Mnangagwa. But there is an individual here. His name is Sengezo Chabangu. Who is he, and what is his role within the CCC?
That's why I said I think Mr. Mnangagwa is the best person to answer that question, because that is his person.
But this person is said to be the Secretary General of your party, the CCC.
Who is saying that it is Mr. Mnangagwa and his party?
How did Mr. Chabangu get into the CCC in the first place? Because he is the one that, as I read the report, recalled these MPs saying that they are no longer members of the CCC.
Just to help you and the audience here, Tori, for you to be recalled, there has to be the consent and assent of the Speaker of Parliament, of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, and of course, in cases where there's a dispute, endorsement by the courts. Now, because these institutions are, to a greater extent, connected to Mr. Mnangagwa, they are the ones that have accepted Mr. Chaba. So it's not a CCC matter. It's not a CCC issue or a citizens of Zimbabwe issue. It's a Mr. Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF issue. It is their cake, they must eat it. It is their bed, they must lie on it.
Let's then talk about this future that you've alluded to. But I think for us to talk about that, we can't not revisit history. The MDC Alliance, that was a party that you walked away from, and now it is the CCC. The people of Zimbabwe, do you think that they still have faith in you? Perhaps my crystal clear question to you is this. Some people or political observers are going to say you are suffering a credibility crisis right now, and therefore you are unlikely to amass the kind of support that you have seen in the recent past.
You must not confuse Nelson or Emerson. Mr. Mnangagwa is the one who has a credibility crisis, not Nelson Chamisa. He is the one who is the author of all these things. The hijacking of the MDC, the hijacking of the MDC Alliance, the hijacking of the CCC. And you know what the beauty is? The people of Zimbabwe are very clear. That's why they continue to support us. The base is not moved. The base is actually energized and emboldened. The people of Zimbabwe are clear that ours is a noble and legitimate fight against dictatorship and oppression. And ours is a fight that is going to be won. That's why I told you that the direction we are taking is a direction that is going to give Zimbabweans a fresh smile. They support There's no credibility crisis. If anything, they know that the more I'm being fought by forces of darkness, the more I'm being confirmed as a force of light. The more they fight me, the more they value me. It's very clear, and I'm not going to be shaken. I know that I carry the will of the people of Zimbabwe. I have their trust and confidence. That's why they support us. And that's why the dictatorship is fighting, using all manner of tactics, weapons, everything, machinery, all against an individual. That tells you a story, isn't it?
Mr. Chamisa, let's conclude the conversation. Are you starting yet another political entity? If so, when?
Well, I must say that now, because I've told you that once bitten, twice shy. We are a lot wiser. I've seen that the leopard cannot and is not changing its spots. I've seen that the crocodile is not changed and is not shed its scales. So for that reason, we are going to have different approaches. So forming parties may not necessarily be the approach, but I can tell you that the citizens' movement is going to be emboldened, is going to be strengthened and deepened organically to make sure that the citizens of Zimbabwe have a fighting chance. So yes, not an organization per se or an institution. What we need is a broad omnibus, almost like a movement, a citizens' movement that is all-encompassing, but that focuses on making sure that we fix the broken politics and we fix the stolen elections and we fix the issue of governance. Have a new government in Zimbabwe, have a legitimate government in Zimbabwe, return Zimbabwe to majority rule, majority happiness, and majority prosperity, and legitimate government.
Advocate Nelson Chamisa,
wow.
Thank you very much for your time.
Guys, you've heard him. He said opening an account, sorry, not opening an account, like really having a new political party is actually not on the cards right now, but there is a completely different approach. This is quite interesting, guys. Okay, now the question I'm going to have to you guys is, what do you think is on the cards? Now that the political party that we were all looking towards, he says that's not the case, but there is an approach on the cards. Yeah, I'm going to ask you, what do you think is on the cards? I mean, I know some of you already know one thing or the other, you know. So I'm asking a question. What do you think is on the cards? Because for me, I think it's political. It's actually the political settlement. That's what I think it is. Because remember, they've always been pursuing this virus through SADC. Do you remember that? And as much as Chamisa has been talking about SADC, people always like shut him down. No, we are tired. SADC is not going to do anything. But I remember this well, that Ibo Mandela made it clear that their request from SADC is we need a political settlement. You know what a political settlement does? It means that it's going to actually, remove all the ministers that we have in the country and restart. Appointing people who are good at doing the job, because as we stand right now, some of the people that are ministers, I'm sorry, unfortunately, they don't have the qualities to be leaders. I remember I was talking to someone who said to me, remember when the president Emerson Mnangagwa came into power? You remember in 2017 when he was promising us heaven on earth and a land of milk and honey? Do you remember when he was talking on the voice of the people is the voice of God? He was telling all the right words that we wanted to hear. Do you remember that? That immediately he appointed people that he think they were the best cabinet people, but they let him down. Honestly, they let him down. They were given an opportunity to actually do the work, but unfortunately, they let us down as the Zimbabwean people. They let us down. But today has been such an interesting day. I'm asking a question. What do you think is on the cards? You had President Emerson, that is the president for, Nelson Chamisa for now, because I was almost, Nelson Chamisa, you heard him saying that an opening of a political party may not be an instant move, but there is already a move on the cards. Now, I'm going to ask you, there's almost 547 people that I have right now online. Please, can you rush and like the live because we need to move algorithm? Because let me tell you, I need more than 100 like in the next 10 minutes. So be kind, be nice, be gracious, and just go in there and like the live. And I'm going to open the line very shortly. there is a guy by the name of Dumisani Machafuruka. Dumisani, you seem to be having a completely different, like view. You think that the move for Nelson Chamisa to start a new party is not a good idea. You remember that last week I had a chat here with Chatufa as well, who was very much against the issue of opening a new party. And he also said if Chamisa could open a new party immediately, that would then affect the report for SADC, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, you're very wise. You're wise people. You're very wise. Now I can see that I'm dealing with a wise community, and I want you guys to know that the numbers, I've dropped them there. If you are ready to call, I'll tell you when it's time for you guys to phone so that you can also be able to speak. We'll give an opportunity to speak. Okay, we're definitely going to give an opportunity to speak. But I want to just go through this tweet very quickly. By the way, there are some people already resigned from parliament, and I want to say shout out. This is why I always say the girls, like honestly, guys, I love every Zimbabwean, man or female. All of you are amazing. You are amazing people. But I want to say shout out to Fadze Maere. Fadze Maere, when he made it clear she resigned on Twitter, she sent a letter to the Speaker of Parliament and say, I'm gone. I'm here. I'm gone. Please, I can't be part and parcel of such a mess. Let me tell you what I'm going to tell you. The Zimbabwe that we are going to build is going to be very unique. It's going to be the most beautiful country ever. You know what I love about it? When we put principles at the forefront, we win. And we're not only winning, we are building such a foundation of greatness. We really can't have people who keep on compromising. And I think that even if ZANU-PF can come here and put $1 billion, as a matter of fact, some people came, they try me with some money. They were busy talking about US dollars. I'm like, sorry, I'd rather sleep with hunger in my house. I'm not going to be dragged to a curse. I'm not cursed. I would rather take a blessing than the money. I'm blessed, and the blessing upon me attracts anything that I want in life. So if you're coming here think you can offer me money to drag me to a curse, it's not going to work. It doesn't work. We need a community that will never sell their soul just for crumbs. That's what people are doing. Any Zimbabwean man or woman who is taking money in the country to betray the struggle of Zimbabweans, bear in mind, this is not a political party. I'm saying of Zimbabweans. That person is actually the enemy to our progress. If you are taking money from toxic politicians to mess up with the struggle, you are an enemy of progress. And sometimes we can blame these politicians. No, we blame those that are taking money. You should say, my goal and my desire to see my brother and my sister eating. And some people are failing to do so. I remember a woman last year when we were doing elections. She spoke from the rural area. She was offered $1,000. And she said she was a councillor, to give up your role as a councillor. She said, no, I can't. I'm here to serve the people. From the rural area, she refused $1,000. But someone in Harare can even take $5,000 to betray the struggle. To betray the struggle. A person in Harare will take $5,000 to betray the struggle. But the person has got kids that deserve a better future. They don't think. They're very limited in their thinking. Even $1 million is not worth it. It's really not worth it compared to the future that we all know we deserve and the future that we're vying for. Because it's going to be a great Zimbabwe that we all want. Guys, we're going to be so proud of ourselves. Imagine walking in a country where truth is truth and a lie is a lie. Because today, a lie is truth and the truth is a lie. If you want to be truthful, you are an enemy of thugs. The moment you begin to speak the truth, you are an enemy of thugs. We can't. We need to build a society that will make all of us great. You understand? A society that will make all of us, every Zimbabwean, whether you're ZANU-PF or you're CCC, whether you're a judge or you are a police or everyone should be living their best life. Everyone should be living a free life. You know, that's what we are vying for. That's what we desire. That's what we deserve. I want to read quickly here. That is Fazia Maere's tweet that she sent out to Parliament, to the Speaker of Parliament. That's what we are talking about. People who stand for what is right all the time. Is the right thing or nothing. And you know, not only did she do that, she also removed, you know, what she had written as a member of Parliament of Mount Pleasant. She sent a letter apologizing to the people of Mount Pleasant. You know, that's what we are talking about. And I'm so glad that women are standing up, men are standing up, because I saw a lot of men too saying we can't. We will stand with the struggle. We will give up our position in parliament, because what we want is a Zimbabwe that functions for everyone. For those who saw their soul, I'm looking at a piece like Mafume, my brother, my father too, that I respect. If you sold yourself, you're going to realize that instant gratification doesn't work. Long-term solutions require sacrifice. Long-term solutions require sacrifices. So if you want cutting, you rather give up your job as a mayor and do what's right. And let me tell you, and many people are going to actually thank you tomorrow. And you're going to thank yourself tomorrow to say, I made the right decision. Because sometimes you have to say it's the right thing or nothing. No, the right thing or nothing. Now I'm going to read the letter that was sent out by Papa Zemayeri. He said, Dear Mount Pleasant constituencies, resignation from parliament. She's resigning. Above all, I want to say thank you. I do not take your confidence in me for granted. In fact, it has been an honor of my life to represent you. This is not the end for us, but the beginning of a different journey. Here, I love this. I love this. Yeah, I love this. I love this. One of my first promises to you was to always be honest, transparent, and accountable in my decisions. It is in this spirit that I wish to lay out my reasons for leaving the Citizen Coalition for Change and resigning from Parliament with immediate effect. When CCC was launched in January 2022, I was with the shared understanding that this new movement would be underpinned by the core value of being citizen-centered. It would put the welfare and the aspirations of constituencies like you at the heart of all decision-making. Our goal was to build a new Zimbabwe that offered dignity, prosperity, and opportunities for everyone. We agreed to run under the leadership of President Nelson Chamisa as we sought to introduce a new way of doing politics. Central to this objective was a belief that we would put people first. In the work of the jarring electoral fraud we witnessed in August 2023, we made a tough decision to represent those hard-won constituencies in an effort to push the democratic processes from multiple fronts. Despite numerous odds, we fought hard to push back against unjust anti-people pronouncements like the 2024 budget, the fees crisis in higher education, the power crisis, the broken economy, and the imposition of candidates following a series of fraudulent recalls. Despite our focus on a battle of ideas and policy, the regime chose the low road of an unconstitutional onslaught on the will of the people. They used surrogates and dark actors such as Mr. Shavangu, whom I do not know and have not met. Their goal is to force the two-thirds majority they failed to garner in August 2023, despite unprecedented electoral malpractices that left the region and indeed the globe in shock. We have been the widespread abuse of state institutions, which have effectively handed over all levers of control of the CCC to this imposter. The assault on the will of the people, the tainted state of parliament, coupled with sundry breaches of parliamentary privilege, illegal suspensions, and the decision by President Nelson Chamisa to disassociate himself from the captured CCC have made it untenable for me to continue in my role as a member of parliament of Mount Pleasant constituents under the CCC banner. You chose me to represent you on a platform of values which are no longer at the heart of CCC. I cannot remain a representative of a party whose leadership is unknown to me and whose motives and values remain opaque. I would be failing you if I held onto a position that will no longer serve the best interests of our community. The CCC that I joined is not the CCC that we have left today. I cannot in good conscience be aligned to individuals who have caused unimaginable harm to the people by aligning themselves with a corrupt dictatorship. I also cannot partner with persons who are willing to undo the will of the people and hand over seats that citizens who stood in line for hours to vote for just to score cheap political points. This is not who I am and who I aspire to be. The struggle for a democratic society should never be sacrificed at the altar of expedience. I remain committed to the cause of a better Zimbabwe. This is not an end, but merely a line in the sand. Yes, we have drawn a line in the sand. As always, I will remain a champion of the numerous causes important to our diverse community. I remain at your disposal as we collectively navigate this uncertain phase ahead of us. Together we'll win Zimbabwe for change. To give legal effect to this decision, I will tender my formal resignation notice to the Speaker of Parliament in line with Section 129, subsection 1, subsection B of the Constitution early next week when Parliament reopens. Forever in hope. Fadze Mahere, 26 January 2024. Ha! Let me tell you what makes me happy. Now I know that we are heading in the right direction. Honestly, if you want to cut corners, it doesn't work for me. It does not work for me. As a matter of fact, I've seen many people trying to change me to believe in lies. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If it means me waking up without eating, fair play. The God who supplies will supply. At the point of my needs. I will not sell my soul to the devil. And the devil knows it well. He knows it in his camp that I'm not going to sell my soul. Is much aware, non-negotiable. I will not sell my soul. And I think most people need to stand and say, we can't sell our soul to devils. Anything that undermines the will of the people is diabolical. It's ungodly. It's something that we can never entertain as a society. I'm shocked by people who say, no, you don't know politics. No. We know life. Don't confuse us with jargon, legal jargon. A word political is not a narrative word. It's the people who make decisions of how they want to live their lives. So don't confuse us. It's not something in the air. It's people who make decisions of how they want to live life. So we know exactly what we are doing. And I'm glad that women are standing up and men are also standing up boldly. And I love when young people are standing up. And now to those men who are still single, hear me and hear me well. A woman who can compromise is a dangerous woman. If you're looking for a wife, these are the kind of women you must marry. High value women cannot compromise. Is the right thing or nothing? It's non-negotiable. I'm just telling you. If you're looking for a wife, now there's another wife. There is single. Women of classy don't compromise. They will not lower the bar because of someone else's evil. It doesn't work. If you can compromise your truth, that shows that you are very weak. You must stand for what you believe in or nothing. It's something that you can't debate. You can't debate. And I'm not looking at some of the comments there. People were literally, they went like, this is what we are referring to. Said, bold, decisive, and brilliant. The parliament has become a dry joke. Agreed. I can't believe that an individual without no name, that no-name brand in Pick and Pay, Shavangu didn't have a name. I didn't even know who Shavangu was. From Norway, he can tear the entire Zimbabwe apart. Forget about politics. He can cause chaos. He can undermine our elders who slept, overnight. Some people slept on polling stations. Do you understand? People were moving from pillar to post. People invested money, their little hard-earned money for this struggle. And these young men, I'm talking about young men who are in their 40s, I think. If you look at Shavanguma, 40s, I think, late 40s. And those guys had the nerve to undermine the lives of the elders and the poor for their personal gain. Satanic, wickedness, evil, diabolical, devilish. Any vile word you ever name, that's who they are. And you know what's so sad? These are men who are supposed to protect our community. These are men who expect to be respected. Your actions are very important. If you want people to respect you in society, you start by respecting yourself. And these men, they failed the test of time. They failed the test of time. And women, imagine. And then you say that women are disrespectful. No, you are disrespecting yourself by literally disrespecting the elders. Chembere, Zakamunga Shino voter. Right now, we know the issue of drug addiction. It's a pandemic in Zim. All those things don't matter to you. Look at the young people today who can't even go to school. You saw recently the paper reporting that almost 500,000 are not going to school in Zimbabwe because they can't afford school fees. All those ills, cholera as we speak, pandemic. You saw people would build on wet grounds because people are struggling. You can see what's going on in our cities. Those things don't matter to you. What matters to you is for you to get the money, instant gratification, and forget the rest of the people who are suffering. Sometimes we're going to have to have a conversation where we speak truth to power and tell people wrong is wrong and right is right. And Mr. Shavangu, you really messed up. And your bodies, you messed up. Don't forget, everybody's watching. You messed up. And there's a woman that is disappointing me, honestly. And I know that I need to read this for a reason. I know that some of you, you're going to be mad. And you're going to start calling it that she must go in bath. But my point here about Linda Masarira is not even about bathing. You know, it's really about the behavior that Linda has been displaying lately. The woman is going rogue. She's disrespectful. She's just so rude. Unbelievable. She went on to be attacking Citizen Coalition for Change. And you know, the moment she started judging people, people are going to, everything will just come back to her. She's talking about, why is Chamisa resigning? That's what he's saying. So she's saying that, this is what she wrote. She said, dear also Chamisa, you have disappointed the whole Moyo clan. I don't know what she means by Moyo clan. She talks about the totem. In Indroera Gumbo, so I think Moyo, you know, Moyo Chirandu, Moyo Dijo, Moyo, well, it's what? You know, different totem. In Indroera Gumbo, in Istivana Majgra Page, you know, so, yeah, it's Istivana Gumbo, so, you know, and I'm from Mashingo, so you know what I'm talking about, you know, it's Mashingo, it's Uchena Gumbo, so, you know what I mean, so, so shout out to everyone from Mashingo, yeah, shout out. I love you. And everybody, I know you're a Gumbo here, shout out. You see, I love you. Okay, I love you all, apparently. You know, all of you. You know what I mean? So, this is Linda Masarira here. She said, we have disappointed the whole Moyo clan. Moyo people don't quit no matter how hard things are. They do not quit because they are facing challenges. Moyo people are born leaders. Oh, really? Okay, let's go. Leaders don't easily run from a difficult situation. If they commit to doing something, they make sure they accomplish it. They're answerable if they commit themselves, no matter what happens in life or what circumstances they face in life. How a leader stands the test of time is the only definitive validation of ability and accomplishment. Leaders show consistency, demonstrate endurance, and stay the course. They never quit. At times, leaders may change the course by altering strategies, tactics, and methodologies, but they don't quit. Strip away the excuses, rationalizations, and justifications. And the only thing standing between you and the attainment of your objective is what you see staring back at you when you look in the mirror each morning. Quitting is one of the easiest things to do in life. If you take your eye off the ball, even if only momentarily, that's all it takes for most people to throw in the towel is a tinge of anger, humiliation, panic, rejection, stress, frustration, hurt, pain, sorrow, or anguish. Successful leaders don't quit until the job is done. They don't spend time complaining about the challenges and obstacles. Rather, they spend their time solving problems and creating solutions. What you have done here is clear reflection of your egocentric nature with no regard whatsoever about the people around you. Did you consider your MPs, councillors, supporters whom you kept at bay with false hope of SADC interventions and fresh elections? Why have you thrown your MPs and councillors under the bus? Are you punishing them for refusing to totally disengage from parliament? All those excuses in your statement are not reason enough to quit, considering that we have Bobby Wine, who has endured a lot of attacks and has been staying with military packed out of his residential home, but he has never quit. After creating a social media battalion to insult me, ridicule me, and shame me for saying some brutal truth about you, quitting never crossed your minds as an option. In conclusion, thank you for finally vindicating me. Once again, I implore you to concentrate on being a pastor and your calling to lead a nation to the kingdom of God. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Your Israel sister, Linda Sungirirai Masarira. Or, yeah. Guess who's saying that? Is that woman Agnagatabura Begrema Bond last time and she was rejected by... Do you remember Linda Katabura Begrema Bond? Do you remember that story when Linda, is the same person who's telling Chamisa that Chamisa is quitting? Chamisa is not quitting. Chamisa simply exclude himself from toxicity. He never says he's quitting. Did you hear him say he's quitting? You heard him talking. He never says quitting. No, he said we are simply having a different approach. So don't confuse the things. He never says I'm quitting from politics. He never said that. He's just having a different approach. Give him time. Let's see what they're having. But he said what we are going to pursue right now is bigger than simply belong to a political party. So why can't you give them a chance to do so? Give them a chance. I mean, Wende has been trod during the day, and Shamangu has been trod. Also, the President Emerson Mnangagwa was dragged as well. You know, where there's Shamangu, and there's always Wende, and there's President Emerson Mnangagwa. They've been dragged, and there's also an issue that, ZANU-PF is a Mnangagwa family project. Everyone else is workhorse. It is why, because Shagabatu Kwakutiji, so this is seeing, the Mnangagwa Sean is kind of, heading all over the places with Chinese people. They go in and they sign the deals. You've seen them in Belarusi. You see them every time with their mom and, engaging in all these, the nation's, assignments. This is what people are alleging on Twitter. So yeah, and also Majero said, no Zimbabwe needs to be told what corruption is doing to most Liberians. Most Zimbabweans are victims of corruption. Today, most parents cannot feed their families due to corruption by Mnangagwa, his wife, his children, and cronies. And, quite interesting. He said Mnangagwa has used murder as an instrument of leadership to cow the population, ensure compliance societies have been wrecked, taken over and held captive by a gold mafia, a criminal element who by milking the nation has emerged far richer than the state. But you also know that Jonathan Moyo was alleging that the president, Emerson Mnangagwa, is the richest man in Zimbabwe. Apparently, the richest. And I also remember Dick Ross confirming that even Grace Mugabe, though she's a billionaire, the man who said that is tough in Europe, she's also a billionaire. And by the way, guys, did you also see that Chugumba has been promoted today? She's been promoted again to that position. And I'm like, considering the shame of an election that we held on the 23rd of August, what is Mrs. Priscilla doing? But yeah, she's been reappointed again by the President Emerson Mnangagwa as again the Chief Justice for the ZEC, for Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. And some people are saying, oh, is that the Vision 30 of what they're pursuing? These are simply people saying it on social media. And that these are the fruits of her hard work that she did, the sham of election that we got, absolutely, and her announcing election without no proof, is that why she has been again reinstated? That's why I've never, for those that I always say, nobody don't know Priscilla is in trouble, Priscilla can't resign. Yo, listen, again, we're talking about principles, right? You heard Father Mary stood principally, and I'm expecting Priscilla to do the same. The fact that Priscilla is not doing it again, so Mr. Priscilla Chigumba, hello, my sister. I just want to say shout out to you, but also reminding you and saying we will have this conversation when you're in the next 5-10 years later on, and you're going to regret all these things, because honestly, you're going to look squarely into the young when they look at you and say, "Ma'am, did you even realize what you were doing?" And you won't even be able to answer them, because this is a season that's going to pass. New seasons are coming, and Zimbabwe is going to be a different country. And how are you going to look squarely into our eyes and defend how you were acting, especially here, what has been happening over the years with elections? How are you going to stand and defend yourself? And will you say that you were in trouble, you were afraid? How come other women are standing boldly and defend their principles? What stops you to do the same? What stops you from doing the same? And there were also allegations again that were dropped by Jonathan Moyo that Chigumba was given a house in Borodale. Remember those allegations that she was given a house in Borodale for her to rig elections in 2018. Now, sure, Zimba zemavu ne madaka. Ndosa mungasura mchikwadzira nyika madaka ere ne mavu. Zimba ere zamuchasiya mchifa munosiya madaka ewa. Let me tell you, how many people saw a message that was circulating about Mandela? Remember, Mandela was an icon. I'm talking about an icon, a wild icon, Mandela. But let me tell you, his house in Houghton is the most expensive suburb ever. For those who know, it increased the value because Mandela was staying there. The house he was staying, I'm talking $1 million house. If you look at that house today, it's dirty, filthy. The grass is there, dirty. All the things that you guys are collecting is simply a matter of time. Your children will be left with those things, they don't know what to do with them. You know why? Because the principle of life is not giving things to children. It's training them how to work and how to sustain things. If you don't teach them that principle, whatever you're working, there's so many people here under the sound of my voice who are busy working from pillar to post. And what they're doing is, I'm opening trust for my children. I'm saving for my children. I'm building for my children. I'm not saying it's bad, no. But if you don't teach your children to work, let me tell you, whatever you are busy acquiring and put aside is going to turn to a curse, because they won't know what to do with the stuff. They've got the houses, how to maintain it, they don't know how. They've got the cars, they have no clue. Money's there, they know what they will do. They will turn in taking cocaine, because now they don't know what to do with the money. There's a principle of life. It's training and teaching people and children how to work for things, not just getting things. And that's a problem that is going on in Zimbabwe. It's a poverty mentality of people who don't know that you don't just collecting for your kids. Collector, minda muri kutora, Zimba muri kutora, imwe mari muri kunoviga, muri offices kunana Europe, vanhu munenge muchiuraya. Yay, all those things will turn to a curse, because let me tell you, your kids are already cursed. They're already under a curse. It's a matter of time. And very soon, everything will be seen. The truth will eventually prevail. That the money we're looting is turning your kids into zombies, because God won't let you escape the wrath that is going to drop on you and your generations. It is what it is. I don't know the pastors around you who are busy not telling the truth. We will tell you the truth. You take it or leave it. It's a fact that looting stuff that's supposed to feed the poor is a curse. You are cursed. It's as simple as that. And time will tell what's going to happen with your future. Your legacy stinks. Your legacy stinks because you have hurt your own children that believed in you. 2017, what a betrayal. I remember dancing with my brothers to this mess that we are in today. To the mess that we are in today. I thought at least the voice of the people is the voice of God. Oh, the voice of the people is the voice of God. And our voices today, what are they? What are they? Sad. Really sad. All right, now we're going to open the line for everybody to phone in and give their contributions. Yo, last night we had a party, but today, women, please, yesterday, not one woman, but men came through. By the way, most people that are on this channel are men more than women. But let me explain to you why. It's a principle. If you go to a man who is on YouTube, majority of people, they are women. It's always like that. And I understand. That's why I respect the fact that there are women who are incredible here that I love and respect, who always dine with me and they're cheering for me. I can't name your names because all of you are special and important. I want you to know you are so amazing. But today, please redeem me. Please come through and contribute. We're going to be looking. You heard Nelson Chamisa. I want to know, number one, what do you think is on the cards? What is it that Chamisa is referring to when he says there are other plans apart from an instant, forming of a party? There are other channels that we are busy pursuing. What do you think is on the cards? Also, why is ZANU-PF so mad? Why are they mad with Nelson Chamisa? You heard the guy was claiming to be an army general. This is what Gambako is saying. Tell me, why all these things playing out, which include, Nina Masara, you've seen how she's actually gravitating very much in romance with the regime. You've seen her with Rutendo Martina talking about sanctions. You've seen her in the way that she's speaking online. You can see with all these, tweets that are being sent out, it's kind of trying harder to say, Nero, please, don't walk away from us. We love to, abusive people, how they are. And for people that have been in abusive relationship here, be it a man or woman, abusive people love it when they abuse you. And the moment you wake up and say, excuse me, they get afraid. There are men who have abused men, and the day men wake up and say, you dare not, they're getting a shock. There are also men who have been abusing women as well. That's exactly what's happening in Zimbabwe. It's an abusive relationship. The moment the person say, I'm not going to take this anymore, they get a shock. So because Chamisa is saying, now early in the morning, now we are hearing someone is calling for a dialogue. I'm like, but Chamisa has been pursuing a dialogue and nobody wanted to hear. Now all of a sudden, come, let's have a dialogue. You also hear, my twist and masarida. It's kind of like, don't quit. Why are you quitting? Oh, so you wanted Chamisa to be taken from pillar to post like a mad person. 1 minute, humiliated in every court. That's what you wanted. No, Chamisa said, excuse me, no. I'm going to leave you with your charade. Now you're surprised. So call in, guys. Let's hear your own, your own contributions. What do you think is on the cards? And then I'm thinking there's a political settlement, in my opinion, because that's what they've always been pursuing. But you may know something different. And also touch on why is the regime mad? Why are they attacking Nelson Chamisa? Literally, some of their surrogates have been tweeting almost every minute. Every minute they've been tweeting. Tell me, why are they attacking him? What's the point? Why are they being mad like that? And today we make sure that we have all our stuff in order so that you guys can. And I'm going to call someone here. I'm going to call you. There's quite a number of people here. Some are texting. Let me tell you, we're not going to be doing texting. We want you guys to call, you know. I want you guys to call in. The texting is tricky, but unless if you want us to call you back, we can call you back. The numbers are there. I've already dropped them, guys. Please call in. I'll be here to answer you. Contribute. Your contributions are important. Yesterday we didn't give everyone an opportunity. It's so important for you guys to contribute. I say to you, when you speak up, it really matters. There's no relationship that can be sustained without communication. Sometimes you may blame the regime. They may say you are not saying anything. You are just forwarding. You're chickening out. Speak up, but like I said, respectfully. Let them hear your views. What do you think about where the country is heading? It is very crucial. And then I'm also going to be asking you questions in between. So please call in. The numbers, I've dropped them there. Did I pin them? I'm sorry if I didn't pin them, but I can also drop the numbers quickly right now for you, please. I can do the same right now so that you guys can call in. And if you call, and I can also still call you back immediately so that we can give you an opportunity to contribute, please. Call in. I'm going to try to be playing you a song that we were busy like yesterday. It was a beautiful song. I love it so much. And again, I'm staying with Chamisa as well. That's why I'm here. You can say I'm here. It's only Friday, but I'm here. Zimbabwe is like, guys, if there ever be anything that I want to see in that country, is just freedom and peace. That's why day in, day out, I'm praying to God that we need the peace in our country. And I'm sure the peace is coming very soon. So please call in. Call in, please. The number is 0027 002763 455 4481. Please call in. I don't know who's going to be the first caller today. Okay, I've got a caller here. Kay, is it good to talk to you, man? Hello to you. Hello. Yes, sir.
For the next coming party, to return where we get to the self-selection.
Guys, can you hear him?
Disconnected.
Can you hear him, guys? Go ahead, please. Hello? Right.
Saka isusu tinonyadzonzwisa kuti kubuda kwavachamisa triple C haina kumugwa ichaenda yadokufanira kuti triple C ndivachamisa.
Right.
Saka kusiya kwavanoita vachienda kwavaenda obviously tingati Zimbabwe inotongoteerera vachamisa asi ndavachitora mukana wavo kunyatsosarudza vanhu vanofunga kuti vanogona kuita kuti pati imire iri pachokwadi isina vanhu vezanu isina vatengesi vanenge vachipenetratana basi.
Right.
Zvakakosha nekuti toda opposition party yechokwadi isina vanhu vefeki mukati toda kuti Zimbabwe inofanira kuti chii.
I love that. We want. I love to hear that.
We have to support him to the last.
Thank you. Thank you. I agree with you. I agree with you. Honestly, some people during the days they said, what you don't know is Chamisa is not a political, is not a politician. He's a brand. You know, the moment Chamisa moves, people move with him. He's a brand.
Yes, Chamisa no brand. Pasina Chamisa zvamufana nekutenga bhodhi remota zina inji. Saka triple C for the meantime imota yatobviswa engine.
Right.
Atingatauri kuti mota isina engine. Mota engine saka pasina engine hapana mota. Kureva kuti political party the opposition isina Chamisa. It's opposition.
Right.
Saka isusu tarisiro ine hope iri pana Nelson Chamisa chete. Even if kana akatonzi arambizwa campaign akatocampaign ari independent anokwanisa kungohwina futi presidential yacho.
I agree with you.
tiripo tichamutsigira kusvikazvo zvanaka kusvika kwatoda kunanga tasvika nekuti tinokuziva vari kudhisebha vari kuziva kuti vanhu vari kudai.
I love to hear that, sir. I love to hear that.
Ngavachingotora mukana kunyatsosarudza vanhu vekushanda navo vari right, then isusu vanhu sevatsigiri tokwanisa kunge tichivatsigira tovapa sapoti yakakwana kusvika patei tichitarisira kuti vasvika.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So you say Chamisa is a brand. That's what he's saying. Chamisa is a brand.
Chamisa is the brand.
It's non-negotiable.
Even tendai uchaona izvezvi kusara kwaita achinzi akuita take over that part. Haina kwairi kutomboenda even kungotora mari chete kuisa muhomwe zvatopera. Asi party chaiko of course vane mabasa vanokwanisa kusumudza mabasa akaita sekuve minister of finance kana kuichi, but havakwanisi kuita party president, havakwanisi kuleader nyika, havakwanisi kutungamira vanhu vaine chokwadi. Saka pakutungamira panoda munhu ane chokwadi saChamisa. Chamisa dai anga asina chokwadi kakawanda achitraya kubhadharwa mari dzekuti aignore zvekuramba achiita zveopposition, achizama kutengwa semunhu anoda kutungamira vanhu ari kuda pachena achiramba kuti haiwa mari yacho ngaigare. Womboti mari yacho yepati angafanira kuti apiwe, iko zvino anofanira kuti apiwe mari yepati. Saka wawe yekuti asapiwa futi, but still ari kungoignora kuti ano chero ndisina mari sina chandinacho ndoda kungomira pachena ndichimira nevanhu ndorega kuita zvemari kuda kuti ane interest yekushandura upenyu hwevanhu munyika nemagariro evanhu. So munhu akadaro ndiye anofanira kusapota.
I agree with you. I agree with you. Definitely. I agree with you. And thank you so much for coming through, Kez. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. Your contribution means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Stick around. Stick around. More people are going to come and contribute. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Bye for now. All right, guys. Let me just tell you what people don't realize, and I've said it last night. You see, a calling and a gift is there's a difference between a gift when you're called to do something and you vying to have a position. You see, when you go to school to be a manager, that's going to school to be a manager, and there are people that are born leaders. So those people, because they are called in that space of that space that they're vying to be, no matter what you do to stop them, you can't stop them because it's not you who put them there. So people don't understand the grace that is upon Nelson Chamisa. And some people think this is crazy. And I'm telling you, that's why people are always connected to him. No matter what you do, you can't stop him. He's called to be a leader. He is called to free the people of Zimbabwe. Guys, we have been in these shackles for a long time, for decades literally. Tendai Biti is an incredible guy. He is very smart, a finance dude, and Natoni, incredible. Wash Mengle is an incredible guy. They are all super amazing. But at the end of the day, they may not be called to be politicians. They may not be called to take the people of Zimbabwe to Canaan. And Chamisa may be the one that God has chosen. And you can't stop him. You can't fight it. There is no reason for fighting him. The only way forward is to just say, let him be, but let's give him support. And it's also okay to follow. We can't all be leaders. Some of us, we are followers. As a matter of fact, if you are so desperate for leadership, you're a dangerous person. Because people that are called to be leaders are not desperate for it because they know it's in them. They were born leaders. Like I was born a leader. And I don't even need education to be a leader. I just lead. So even if you put me there, I was born a leader. So it is what it is. You know, and you can't stop me. And as a matter of fact, I don't even know what to do about it. Because every time when if I have to apply my mind, I'm like, God, but I just want to do this. But God said, I want you to go. You know, so being born as a leader, you can't fight a person like that. Let's take our next caller, please. There's quite a number of people who have been calling. So now I'm going to move to the UK, please, because I think UKs are so amazing. Let me move to the UK. I'm calling someone here. I'm so sorry that I missed some of the calls. I can't get through to the caller, actually. But I'm trying. So please bear with me. I'm trying. So please, the caller for 044 7 sorry, I'm going through now. Sorry, I'm getting through now. So let's see. Hello, good evening to you. Good evening to you.
Hi, Humbi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing, man?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you now.
I'm doing well. How's everything?
Everything is okay. It's Ambassador of Peace.
Ambassador of Peace, good to talk to you. You know, when you are here, a peace is here. So I'm glad to hear that when you are here, peace is here. It's good to talk to you again.
You know, Rumbi, I'm really happy with your presentation. It's
Oh, thank you.
going far away. Chimwe chinhu chatoda kutaura unoziva kana uri level munhu wese anomhanya nelevel rakanaka ingava Nike ingave Adidas as long uri level rakanaka munhu wese anomhanya nelevel rakanaka. Chamisa is a true leader. Kataura pachena kuti inini handisi politics zvemari ndiri politics kuti tibatsire ruzhinji rweZimbabwe. I am here to lead. And I'm here to the decision yapa. We are going far. Nema decision. Nevanhu vakaita sana Chamisa namahere. Zvavari kuita zvinofadza ngazvirambe zvakadaro. Keep it up, my sister. As usual, we are on with you all the way. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the call.
Ciao.
Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye. You know, you can hear what he's saying and agree with him, guys. Let me just tell you, it is amazing to have people who stand for what's right. Because, I mean, that's what we're lacking in the country. And the way people are compromising in Zimbabwe is very scary. Like, it is scary. You can see old men acting like kids, compromising on what's right. It's very sad. It's very sad. You know what? This is quite very interesting. Someone is tweeting something right now. That is Neva Masura say. He's saying that's chessboard brilliance. Listen to this. He said, Vice President in the coming new formation, she has calculated their move well and acted faster than everybody else. Bookmark this tweet. So now he's referring to Fadzia Maere. Can I say this, guys? I'll be so glad if Noso Chamisa can make Fadzia Maere Vice President. I'll tell you why. Because she, number one, she's a lady. And it's actually fair to just at least, you know what, balancing the equation. A president, a male, Vice President, a female. We have been tajairirwa mu Zimbabwe ni China zirugitika munyika. We are tajairirwa, man. China. It's about time we have really young people who knows what they're talking about, who understand where we are going. So for me, I'm happy if Fadzia Maere can be the vice president. What do you think? Do you think it's a good thing for Chamisa to actually maybe appoint Fadzia Maere as a vice president? By the way, you must also remember that Fadzia Maere and Chamisa have got such a great relationship to, you know, from a work point of view. Like, guys, there are people that are just destined to be together, especially in business, and they do so well. Sometimes it's hard for a male and male to work together. You know, especially when you consider the issue of Washman and Tendai. To be in mind, I've asked you this question last time and said, are you comfortable to have a leader who is older, who's younger than you? Some people battle with that. Not everybody can support that move. Some people battle. Maybe this is the reason why the power dynamics was a problem. Because Noso Chamisa is only 45, maybe turning 46, and you have Washman in his 60s. You have Tendai in his 50s. Both of them were older than Nelson Chamisa. So maybe they were finding it harder for him to actually submit to his leadership. And having to have Fadzia Maere as a vice president, I'm going to say, shout out, let it be. I'm going to support it, y'all. Because this girl, she's smart. Fadzia Maere is good at what she does. High value women always win, y'all. Girls, listen to me. Increase your value. Value is important. High value women will never lose. They always win. Or everywhere they go, it may be a matter of time. So if she can be a vice president, I'll be so happy. Like, I'm not jealous of my girls. Like, I want my girls to win. Because when the girls win, our society is becoming stronger because women are powerful. So for me, I'm like, it's enough. It's enough to in town. Value. When they stand, we know that we are talking to women who really inspires, women who really champion truth and change the trajectory. Because Zimbabwe is messed up, God is going to raise young men and women who are going to do incredible things so that we can revolutionize our societies. Because right now, we have a lot of toxicity going on. People are celebrating prostitutes. in Zimbabwe. They're being celebrated, prostitutes, and they are known for prostitution. We cannot have a society like that. How are we going to help a girl child? People are celebrating thugs. Binga, mbava. How are we going to raise a strong man in our society who believes in hard work, who believes in purpose, who believes in forming businesses and run them faithfully and ethically? How are we going to do it if we keep on celebrating thugs in Bava? And we have women who are literally prostituting themselves to the top. We have people celebrating them all around, showing them, so they're showing material things. Those people can't build our society. We need to revamp our country. We need to begin to champion for what is right. Let me tell you, Zimbabwe is a small country. The influence is going to move like nothing. The moment change arrives, we are going to come back. We're going to move from school to detox the nonsense that you've been pushing in the society. We want to change, starting from even the least people in the rural area. We are tired. We are tired of seeing our young girls and young men being brutalized and broken and tattered, abused. It is enough. It's time for us to revamp our society and make sure that we are creating a very stable society. A society that promotes hard work, that promotes inspiration, that promotes, success, that promotes truth. We are tired of people who are camping in spaces where they celebrate toxicity. Women speaking vulgar, shouting, disrespecting marriages, and everybody's laughing and clapping hands. We are sick and tired. We want to revamp our society and begin again to champion families. Because we know when families are stronger, our societies are stronger. And you know what? And our nation is stronger. But now we have lost everything because we have people who don't have respect for themselves, and they don't have respect for the young. They don't have respect for women. Look what's happening with our universities. Young people are being manipulated and abused by older men, especially politicians. And that seems like it's normal. It's evil. It's diabolical. The kids must be given an opportunity to study and look for jobs and follow their careers and purpose. But then we have to shrink. We shrink opportunities for them so we can abuse them. That is going to stop. It's going to stop in a new Zimbabwe because you won't have no chance. There won't be no chance, yo. Hear me out, you old men. Hear me out. You will not have a chance in the new Zimbabwe. We'll call you out by names. We will call you out by names. And Dr. Walter Muzembe said, portrait of principle, sacrifice, and selflessness. He's not referring to Advocate Mahere. And I want to tell you this, I always have respect for Dr. Walter Muzembe. Every time, he has always been supporting and, Chamisa. Since day one, he said no, he's working under very, very tough situations. And now some people are vile, like Jonathan Moore. Jonathan Moore is just simply a waste of time to me. Because, he said an engine that repeatedly misfires only to store in the middle of the road cannot take anybody anywhere. It belongs to the scrapyard. Now, by the way, he's gaslighting because he's been working tirelessly, to bring Nelson Chamisa down. But Nelson Chamisa is not down. It's a game of chess. You simply make a move. You make a move, we are making a move. Like I told you, we have the checkmate in our hand. We'll close the game. We will close the game. These old men who are busy championing vile, they'll be shocked by what the young people will do. This generation will not fail. This generation will not fold. We are not chickening out. We are adamant and we are resolute. Until we cross to Canaan, we are not folding. Mr. Jonathan Moore, we're here full time. All of us, we are working together. We are moving. There are people here, almost 500 something people here. We are moving and championing, the Zimbabwe that we want. We are all working together. And Mazwangenda, she's one of my body in Ulawayo. She said, just like you lingering about your mother-in-law's petticoat. Okay, that's a bit tough here. So she's not responding to Jonathan Moore. Again, always spreading vile. Jonathan Moore. She's responding to him. She said, just like you lingering about your mother-in-law's petticoats for refugee. And you don't even know that you need to be home. He doesn't even understand that he needs to come back home. Jonathan Moore can't even begin to fathom that we are all working so tirelessly so that they can come back home. What is it for people to be in exile? Everyone must come back home. Your ancestors are calling. That's why you are miserable. Hate people, hate people. He's hurt. Now he wants to hate people. Now, Listen, I don't know what this man is talking about. You know, Songezo Shamangu want to think like he's so big, yo. I want to tell you, he thinks he's that. He's that. Like, I just want you to listen to this fool for just like 4 minutes of his foolishness. So Studio 7 now, they interviewed him. So de facto CCC Secretary General Songezo Shamangu says the opposition party will consult Zimbabweans about Nelson Chamisa's resignation as leader of the grassroots movement, noting they wish him well in his political career. That's what Songezo is saying. So let's take a listen to his madness. Anyway.
The SG of CCC, Mr. Songezo Shamangu, your president Nelson Chamisa has resigned and left the party. What's next for you and your party?
Well, we are not angry. We are just disappointed that the leader decided to walk away without really giving an indication, giving a signal that he was going to walk away. But we wish him well. We know that he's gifted in preaching. We hope that he's going to open a church and preach the gospel of God, because politics and church, those are two different things. So we hope that he's going to endeavor his gifted ability in that arena. So wish him well. But the party is going to be intact. The party is going to rejuvenate the party, because we're going back to the basics. We are reconfiguring the party. We are formalizing the structures. We will be preparing for the Congress. So this, in a way, is going to build a sense of ownership within the membership at large.
You said you're following the 2019 Congress. So who takes over the leadership of CCC now?
The collective leadership is sat down and is going to continue sitting down, consulting, engaging, and making appropriate decisions. So we expect that they will announce and recommend who should lead in this on interim basis before we go to Congress. So we have got capable women, we've got capable men, tried and tested, who can really fill the vacuum. So the party is still intact, and I have got no doubt at the back of my mind that we are going to get stronger.
We are seeing tweets and social media, some of the members of parliament and senators saying they are with the Chamisa and they are also leaving CCC. Have we heard anything from them?
Yes, we are reading it from the media, but we are a party. We don't... if these members of parliament or members of the councillors in various areas, when they wanted to be the candidates, they never went to the media, that they sought to be the candidates in the media. They applied in the party and they went through the accreditation, security check, all the processes were done in the party. So we expect them, if they want to walk away, where the destiny is unknown, so we were not going to bar them, we are not going to stop them. So we will expect that they tender their resignation formally within the party, or they tender their resignation if they are members of parliament, before the Speaker of Parliament, or before the President of the Senate if they are senators, or in various council countrywide. So until that happens, we have not have anyone who has left the CCC, and we want to encourage that the party is still there. It doesn't mean that if the leader decides to walk away, then the party doesn't exist anymore. So we encourage them to occupy the space, to keep the space, the fighting zone, and move forward. We will protect them and move forward and try and give the people of Zimbabwe another chance in terms of development, in terms of service delivery. These are the things that the people of Zimbabwe deserve, than to walk away and leave the people of Zimbabwe in the darkness.
What happens? Did you have any assets as a CCC? Do you have any funds? What happens to all those assets since that the party is dismantling?
The legal team is consolidating. I'm sure they're going to come up with the documentation, the necessary steps that we're going to take. But we hope that we are going to have an amicable resolution with the actual president, and if there is no cooperation at all, then the legal team is going to advise us to perhaps take the legal action. But I don't think we will arrive at that level, because we believe that everything that was bought or anything that was procured or attained under the name of the CCC should belong to the CCC as an institution.
Okay, so you want to take legal action against Nelson Chamisa for resigning? I asked my jokes there. I don't know my jokes. You want to take legal action against a person because the person have resigned. So you know, for the modern party, people don't want to be the party. They resigned, and now you must take legal action against them. This is a joke, yes. This is a joke. Honestly, it's a joke. Let's call in Flavor. Let's hear what Flavor has to say, please. I can't believe you are literally, taking a person to court for resigning. Here's the funny thing. Remember when Shavangu started, he was like a god. Yeah, good evening to you, Flavor.
Hi, Ruby.
How are you doing, man?
I'm good, man.
What's happening?
I've got a question. One question which I know it's not for you, but
okay.
It's for the people of ZANU and other those guys. I don't know. The question is, why are these guys getting? They are the ones right now getting so angry that Chamisa is resigned on this part of the CCC. Why?
If you, this is what I wanted to actually get into now. If you see the countenance of Shavangu has changed. Remember when he started, he was, like literally this, he was so. That's what I'm looking for, man. He was pompous, this guy. When he came through, you with this, arrogance, characteristic, and he was something else. But now he has folded. How? You know why? He was enjoying abusing Nelson Chamisa.
Right now, if you see on Twitter is really blazing on fire with ZANU people.
Yes.
They are saying whatever they want to say, but you can see they are very angry.
Mm-hmm.
You can easily see that they were the ones behind everything. Now, this business of them now, yakatwa before reach their target. Zvavanga vachitarisira zvakatwa before they went any further.
True. I agree with you. Under pressure, because the mission isn't been accomplished. So what are they going to do now? What will happen now? What must happen?
What is making them so angry right now is now Chamisa is out of CCC. Now they.
Sorry, I lost you there, sir. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir. So when you are calling in, I'm going to ask you to switch off your other gadgets, because then there is an echo back and forth, and you can't hear me and I can't hear you well. Do you mind to switch off your other gadgets? Hello? Yes, I can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
I don't know where the noise comes from.
It may be in your network that isn't great. Sorry. Let me dial you again, sir. Let me dial you again. You know what? It's funny because people are asking the same question. Why are they upset? Why are they getting angry? Considering that you have the party that you wanted. But you know what? Now you can actually see that they were behind everything, but they don't know what to do. They're stuck because Chamisa just lied. That's why we say wisdom is profitable to direct. You play the game smart. Where they think, oh, they're almost reaching their climax, you go. Off you leave. They think that they're almost there, off you leave. You know what I mean? That's wisdom. Wisdom is profitable to direct. Let's go on Nontlanda quickly, please. It's very sad. It is really, really sad, honestly. Like you can see, oh no, Miss Sengeso Shanks, it's so sad. Now he's looking, like, yeah, now he's forwarded. He's Chamisa, I'm about Panyamani, they always say, I'm teacher lesson. Good to talk to you, man, Nontlanda. How are you doing? Nontlanda.
Hello.
How are you doing? Yes, what's your take on what's happening right now? ZANU-PF is mad about Chamisa's move. Do you know why? Hello?
They sort of like, it's a little bit too early, but let's wait and see because I think myself it's gonna be difficult to rig economy. That's the main biggest problem for ZANU-PF now because I think it's a catastrophic move for them really because the economy is not gonna be that easy as they think because that's the only thing that is gonna determine the trajectory of Zimbabwe. I think so.
Right.
But let's just wait and see. Let's be patient and see how things turn out, really. For now. Because people, they're just rushing into being conclusive, really. But I think the main thing, really, for now is to just wait and see and hope for something positive out of it. Because I strongly believe something is going to come out of it. Definitely. There's going to be something coming up or something is going to give. At some point, I think so.
I agree with you. So I think we are very close. We are very close because what's happening in the country right now is strange. It's unheard of. It's unheard of. We have never seen such behavior that men of this stature can behave like kids. So I think something we're definitely going to give, definitely.
There's nothing left to say. And you're looking at the outside world in terms of funding. I think some of the funding is going to be withdrawn. And it's going to be difficult to sustain itself in the current world. It's not going to be just now. Because these guys, they are very stupid. Because remember, they are depending on, they are dependent on people like Chibayo, for me, you can't sustain, you can't do people like that. I don't know. It's just to wait and see because things have got to a critical point, which is quite a good thing. Because that will grow up tensions and create the appetite for resolutions. Or else something is going to bend. And then that will be end. Because you're looking at the operators in the next coming months, they won't be able to get paid really in terms of wages. Or if they get paid, it will be nothing really in terms of place. It's going to be difficult. And even all the group, they have tried to tolerate Nangagwa so far, but it's going to be difficult for them because in Zimbabwe is not doing anything in terms of production and the exports, so it's just a dumping ground. And I don't think it's going to be chaotic. Eventually, they're going to push for something and the dialogue and a resolution to crisis that again, because it's a big political question within that country and then the outside world. And the people have got to remember that the outside world, they've got what they call the aid that they give to these countries. And they are going to push to withdrawal of those funds to them different countries that are within South Africa. And that's going to be difficult. Financing the situation alone, really. That's how we see it so far.
Yeah.
All these BTs, they're not going to do nothing. Already, so they've lost the constituents in the constituency. Because where are they going to get their funding?
Yeah.
Because they can have them and people know what is going to it's not going to do nothing in their campaigns. So far, that's where I don't know other people how they look at it. It's not going to be easy, but I think you have to say it through this one. I think.
Right. So you are saying it's going to be very hard for ZANU-PF to actually deal with the economy. I mean, they've been battling anyway. I don't think they have the capacity. They don't have the capacity to fix the economy. Definitely, they don't have.
Countries economic difficulties, and we can't know that's the reality. They can't tell things in a positive way. So far, and it's going to be very catastrophic. You look at things like Korea, now it's wiping it over. They can't do nothing about it because they can't have money.
Yeah.
And the states, they go their partners, they are looking at the whole thing. They have nothing. You've got the armed country.
Yes.
People, they have got guns everywhere. So it's no longer safe even for them who are running.
So you know what you must do? I would ask you to increase your volume on the other end because people can't hear you well. We are struggling to hear you. Yeah, I think your volume is very low on the other end. I'm trying to actually increase mine here, but it's yours.
Is it? Mine is us.
So thank you very much, Ndanda. I appreciate you so much for your contribution. I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you so much, sir.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye for now. So Ndanda is talking about the issue of the economy, that the economy can be a bit of a problem for ZANU-PF. Anyway, we all know that they've been struggling anyway with this economy thing. They've been struggling. So I remember in the words of Mutambara says ZANU-PF have no capacity to fix the ills that are in the country because they created them. I can only imagine when you start, let me tell you, when you start sustaining a thuggery behavior, how are we going to curb it? How are you going to curb it when people are used to just loot and loot and loot? How are they going to wake up tomorrow and be saints? It's not possible. That's why the entire culture have to change by completely remove this whole system and actually place the right people. I mean, we all know that ZANU-PF on its own, they have no capacity to fix our problems. Honestly, they don't have. Even the president confirmed last time, was it Guamatunu? He did confirm that there are so many thugs, and he was even saying if it was China, most of you could be candidates for execution. He can confirm that there are so many thugs that have ruined the economy. But until that is resolved, we are still going to be having problems that we have today. Unbelievable. But what can we do? This is the Zimbabwe that we all want. Let's work together to make sure that we fix it. Let's talk to Tawanda, please. Guys, you need to switch off your... Good evening to you, Tawanda. Hi there, how are you doing?
I'm good, my sister.
What's happening? Are you good?
I'm good, my sister. And I don't think I don't know more doctors. Because what could I should have run it as usual. Ashkapa party wachingosekerera wachingomutarisa akadaro so. And I don't know kuti munhu ari normal way. Aifanira unochekwa nemadoctors first.
Yeah. But you know you.
Kuna sister wangu Mahero.
Yes.
I know. That sister, I salute her.
Thank you.
I think she deserves better, that sister of mine.
Yes.
I salute her for sure. Ndinoti dawaramba wakadaro tinde kutamirira kuona kuti vanhu chaivo ngari weCCC ndewapi.
Yes.
Pavanhu vese ngari muparliament nemacancels nechichivetsa. Saka tamirira kuti tichinyatsoona kuti ndewapi chaivo zvishokwadi kuti vanhu ava ndivo ngari wedu chaivo. I think ndizvo ndingatongotaura zvangu for now, my sister.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Tawanda. My time as I appreciate you.
Okay, thanks, my dear.
Thank you. Bye for now. Yeah, what an incredible time that we had, guys. I'm super excited. Thank you so much for coming through. I feel so blessed having you here. Trust me, tomorrow we'll be together. So many developments. We're going to be looking at other topics in the morning. By the way, I told you last time that there's going to be a YouTube channel that is coming. This YouTube channel is really for relationships. A lot of interviews are going to happen. So guys, please, the moment I drop the intro, I'm going to share it here and I'm going to ask you to subscribe to that channel. I want you to have 1,000 subscribers in a day. That's what I want. Go there and subscribe. You're going to be blessed. I'm tired of toxicity. I'm seeing what's going on social media and I'm trying to dilute all the nonsense that's going on there. We need to start feeding our people with the right content. Enough with toxicity. Let's have conversation. Let's engage. Because right now we are on our way to have a better Zimbabwe. But we as a people have to change if we want to have a better Zimbabwe. Because it doesn't help. We can have this beautiful country as long as we are toxic. We are going to make a mess. So let's prepare ourselves while we're on our way to the Zimbabwe that we all want. I love you so much and I'm going to land right here. I appreciate you so much. May God bless you and may God bless Zimbabwe. Sleep tight, guys. Until tomorrow. Bye for now.